I learned to rest, and I learned to rest. And what I mean by rest is not just sleep and vacate, but I learned to trust God more. And I think that the Bible says if you sin against, one of the commandments, you sin against them all. And Sabbath and rest is one of the 10 commandments that I don't think we really prioritize. Look at your neighbor and say, you need to rest. Rest, I learned, is a weapon. Rest is a weapon of warfare. When the storms of life come your way, attack it with some rest. Attack it with him. I trust God. Attack it with though he slay me, yet will I trust. Attack it with I know that all things work to. Attack your storms and your problems with rest.
What does self-worth actually mean to you?
Oh, self-worth is my belief that I belong wherever I am, in whatever room or space that I'm in, and that I bring value to that space. That I'm not just there because someone else couldn't come, or I'm not just there because they didn't find someone better, but that I bring value no matter where I am. And I feel like so many times women go into a space wanting someone to validate their existence or for someone to give them validation and worth. And yet self-worth is believing in the value that I bring when I come into a room or space.
That's all I have it for myself.
Try to live your life in a way that you will not regret years of useless virtue and inertia and timidity. Take up the battle. Take it up. It's yours. This is your life. This is your world. You make your own choices. So pick it up. Pick up the battle and make it a better world. Just where you are. Yes. And it can be better, and it must be better.
I don't think confidence is something that you are born with. I don't think confidence is, it's a skill set. And I had no confidence growing up as a child. Then over time I realized, like, as a woman, as a girl in this world, if I allow myself to be hurt or if I allow myself to be affected, that's all I'm going to be. And so confidence is something I taught myself over the years. I started becoming okay with who I am.
Staying true to who you are is easy when you know who you are. And I think that I'm 31, and through my 20s, I had to really get to know myself. And I had a lot of what felt like maybe carpal tunnel, because I was just writing a lot about journaling, about who I wanted to be, what my goals were, and all these different things. And I think that just really knowing who you are and getting to know yourself is really key in whatever industry that you're in and whatever mountain you're trying to move.
I guess when you just be yourself, you know, and in your most genuine possible way, and are completely unafraid, that's when everything starts to fall into place. And that takes a while. When you let go and you're like, here you go, take it or leave it.
Whether you like it or not,
that's as simple as it can be. It's
Yeah.
like, why hold back? You own life. Just have fun and be yourself, and don't worry about the rest. It all falls into place.
There's a lot of people here that are very interested in starting their own companies. Yeah. So what advice do you have?
First advice for someone who wants to be an entrepreneur is to be an entrepreneur, not to necessarily cogitate and study about it. Advice number 2 is that you should hire people who complement you, not duplicate you. So if you're an engineer, don't hire another engineer, hire somebody who can sell. So hire people who complement you. My last piece of advice, which may be controversial, is don't write a business plan. The ultimate business plan is a prototype.
I want to talk about dreams for a second. And in my case, literally a dream. And it was kind of a strange dream. It went like, I think I could download the entire web onto some old computers that were lying around. That would probably seem pretty crazy to most people, but I stayed up a couple hours in the middle of the night doing some math, and it seemed actually pretty plausible. And that became Google. I'd like to encourage everyone to follow their dreams.
And today it's getting harder and harder to tap into our own wisdom, because we are all so hyper-connected to our devices, our screens, our social media, that we're having a hard time disconnecting from technology and reconnecting with ourselves. What I'm telling you is to regularly disconnect from technology, to regularly unplug and recharge in order to reconnect with ourselves and our own deepest wisdom.
I finally get to LA. I have to pursue my dream, because if I don't, what am I teaching my son? And I have to fight the good fight, because people are telling me I can't. You can't do this. You can't. Are you crazy? You're moving to California with your son. You'll never make it. If you listen to people and if you allow people to project their fears onto you, you won't live.
You know, standing here with 19 championships is something I never thought would happen. You know, I went on the courts with just a ball and a racket and a hope, and that's all I had. And it's inspiring for all you guys out there that want to do something and want to be the best that you can be and want to do the best that you can do. You just never give up, because you never know what can happen. You never know who you can inspire and who you can influence. So I'm so honored